Hi guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and subscribe down below so that I can update you every time I have a new and fun video to share. And right now I have some really fun videos to share because I am doing a whole Disney themed series of videos. And I really hope that if you're planning a Disney vacation, or if you plan to go someday, or if you just want to hear me chit chat about everything Disney, that you are enjoying these videos. My previous steps, which I will link down below and up above, step number 1 was to purchase the unofficial guide to Walt Disney World, just so that I can give you a great overview of all things Disney, and to sign up for touringplans.com, because that will also be a great help in helping you to track the days and time of year that you want to go with their crowd tracker calendar that they have, which is really, really great. Step 2 and 3 were to decide what time of year you're going to go and what hotel you're going to stay at. Okay, so for steps 4 and 5, you're going to plan your days. So go to touringplans.com and take a look at the days that you're going to be in Disney World. Take a look at their crowd tracker. They're going to track how busy certain parks are. So if you pull up a specific date, say November 2nd, it'll show you the day and it will show you the crowd level. So let's just say on a scale of 1 to 10, the Magic Kingdom is a 9 and the Animal Kingdom is a 3. Well, guess what? That's the day to go to the Animal Kingdom, because you don't want to be at a level 9 in the Magic Kingdom. The reason that you need to do this right away is because 180 days prior to your vacation is when you need to plan your dining. I think you guys get the gist of how you need to go ahead and plan what days you're going to be where, so that you can go ahead and book your dining. So I'm going to spend the rest of my time on this video going over some great dining options in Disney. I still love character experiences. I think that booking a character breakfast, lunch, or dinner is such a great way to get to meet the characters and to get the autographs and to actually have some one-on-one time with the characters. They come by your table and the speaking characters will joke around with you and have a conversation with you and get to know you, and that's really, really a great experience. I usually like to kick off my vacation with a dinner at Chef Mickey's at the Contemporary Hotel. It's like all of the token characters are there, which is what I really like. You're going to have Mickey and Minnie and Donald and Goofy and Pluto. Like, all of those characters are going to be there. So especially if it's your first trip to Disney, I think that's a really, really great way to kick off the vacation. Usually on our arrival day, we don't like to go to any of the parks or do anything, because you just never know exactly what time you're going to be there, if your flight's going to be delayed, if you're driving and you just get hung up in traffic or whatever the situation is. So I like to book like a late dinner so we can settle into the hotel and just kind of still experience some of the Disney magic right upon arrival. Another one of the character meals that I think are really great is at 1900 Park Fair, which is in the Grand Floridian. And just going to the Grand Floridian and exploring the hotel is a lot of fun, because it truly is a beautiful, beautiful hotel. They decorate it really, really gorgeous for the holidays. Around Christmas time, they have a real-life gingerbread castle in there. We actually saw them building it one year, and you can tour that. So it's a really, really great hotel to check out. But they have a couple of fun things going on. So at 1900 Park Fair, you can have breakfast with the princesses, and I believe Cinderella and Prince Charming are there. The evil stepsisters are there. Lady Tremaine is there. And Mary Poppins is there sometimes, and Alice in Wonderland, and the Mad Hatter. And they're my favorites. They're so much fun. They're like, well, I can't say that it's just them alone, because the stepsisters are really a lot of fun too. And if you ever have an opportunity to see them at the park, you should totally go see them and meet with them and get your photograph. If there's a long line and you already did the breakfast, I guess you really don't need to. But they're a lot of fun. They're really, really a lot of fun. Okay, so There is also, I wanted to mention about 1900 Park Fair, they have a tea party with Alice in Wonderland and the Mad Hatter. And my daughter had gone to that when she was younger, and she really, really enjoyed it. And it's just really nice the way that they set up like the whole big tea party. And the Mad Hatter, again, he's just like one of the best personalities in the Disney parks if you do get to meet him. He's hysterical, and the way that him and Alice kind of communicate with each other and joke around with each other, it's just so, they're really in the character and they bring you there with them, and I love it. So I would highly recommend that as well. Sorry, I have a list here of the restaurants that I've experienced because I wanted to share it all with you. If you're not able to get into Cinderella's Royal Table, I know sometimes that can be a tricky one to get into, but it is a great one to get into, and oftentimes there's proposals going on there. I could say at least twice that I've been there. One of the tables next to me, somebody proposed, and it just makes it that much more magical, especially if you have little girls with you. For them to be able to see that is a lot of fun. But if you can't get into Cinderella's castle, I would highly recommend Akershus. I hope that I'm pronouncing it right. And that's in Epcot, and you get to see a lot of the same princesses there. So if you have little girls that are really wanting to see the princesses, that is a great plan B on having an experience with the princesses and getting your photographs with them and autographs and things like that. Okay, Be Our Guest is also a really great experience eating in the Beast Castle. They have the West Wing, which is a little bit darker and scarier, and there's thunder and lightning, and that's where they have the rose in the glass case and the petals are falling off the rose. It's really, really a lot of fun. I love the Beast Castle, especially since, you know, Beauty and the Beast is my favorite Disney movie, so that's always a must for me. That's the #1 restaurant that I always want to eat at. I have quite a list here. I should have just made a whole video just on Disney dining. The Crystal Palace with Pooh and Friends is a lot of fun, especially if you have a little one. I still enjoy going there because they always have a pretty good breakfast, and the characters involve the children. They do like a little dance and they march around the restaurant, and it's really cute. It's a nice location right in the Magic Kingdom. We always end our trip at the Garden Grill with Chip and Dale and Mickey and Minnie, and I believe Pluto is there because that is the main reason that we went one year. For whatever reason, we didn't see Pluto at Chef Mickey's, and that was my son Patrick's favorite character. So he was really happy to have an opportunity to get an autograph from Pluto. Garden Grill is a lot of fun because it's over by the land, and it's a rotating, revolving restaurant. So as you're sitting there eating, it's very, very slowly moving in a circular rotation, and it passes right through the ride, so you kind of get a glimpse at the inside of the ride, which is not usually running in the evening hours. And then there is Mickey's Backyard Barbecue. I love Mickey's backyard. Okay, let's try that again. I love Mickey's Backyard Barbecue because it is very interactive. The characters don't really go to your table and stay for autographs and photographs, or at least they didn't at the time that I had gone, but they will dance with you and they will have a great time with you out on the dance floor. It's this whole big hoedown. So I really recommend Mickey's Backyard Barbecue. They have great barbecue style food. It's like a buffet. You just go up and make your plate. They serve beer, which, you know, adults really like to have a couple of beers at the end of a long Disney day. So, and it's over in Fort Wilderness, which is a really beautiful area. So I highly recommend Mickey's Backyard Barbecue. There's also the Hoop-Dee-Doo musical review, also at Fort Wilderness. And that's like a stage show, and it's a lot of fun. I haven't been there in years and years. I think that I was there like my first trip to Disney, so I don't know currently how the show is, but we did have a great time then, and I remember it being some of the best food that I've ever had in Disney. They serve it family style. They just put like a whole bunch of like fried chicken and mashed potatoes and stuffing and really, really good food. I think they had corn on the cob, and they just put it all on your table and everybody just has at it, and it's great. The Tusker House in the Animal Kingdom is another great character experience. The food is more unique. It's a little more ethnic. They have different foods from different areas that your kids, if they're picky, they may not really be into everything that they have, but Disney always has stuff that's kid friendly. So they almost always have, no matter where you're at, mac and cheese, chicken fingers, french fries, you know, things that most kids will definitely eat no problem. And Donald and Daisy Duck are there, and they're dressed up in their safari clothes, and it's cute. It's one of the restaurants that we like to eat at in the Animal Kingdom, and I think it's the only character restaurant in the Animal Kingdom. Over at the Polynesian, they have Ohana, which is a meal with Lilo and Stitch. That's a lot of fun. Again, it's very interactive. The kids get involved. I think they do like a little parade around the restaurant. I've been there for a delicious breakfast, so that's always a good time if your kids are fans of Lilo and Stitch, or if you're just looking to explore another one of the beautiful deluxe hotels. The Polynesian is very pretty. Another thing that they do over at the Polynesian is the luau, which is, I've heard, is a great time. I've never been there myself, but they do have an evening luau, and they have hula dancers, and I think they teach the little kids to hula dance, and they put on this whole big show. So I think that would definitely be something fun to see, something that I would like to check out one of these days. It's one of the few places that I haven't been to yet. And alright, so now let me carry on and tell you about some of the dining experiences that really don't have anything to do with the characters, because I know after doing a lot of character meals you kind of get burnt out and you just want to have an adult meal and not have to stop eating to deal with photographs and autographs, and you'll find yourself getting to that point where your meals become not as relaxing, because it's like you go to take a bite and then Donald's there, and then you go to take, you know, a walk back up to the buffet to get your dessert and Minnie Mouse is there, so you have to stop everything and make sure you get your pictures and your autographs. So it is a very interrupted meal when you do the character dining. So it's definitely nice to break it up. I try to do it like 50-50, do like maybe one character dining a day and then one actual, just a nice sit down family meal without the stress of, you know, I mean, not that it's stressful, but it's just very interrupted. So just having a more peaceful, relaxing dinner without doing autographs and pictures. So one of my favorite restaurants, actually I have a lot of favorite restaurants in Hollywood Studios, believe it or not. And it's unfortunate that typically on our vacations we're only there one day, because I feel like you can do Hollywood Studios easily in one day, but they have the best dining experiences. So the Brown Derby has really, really phenomenal food. Creme brulee is a really, really great choice for a dessert if you're going to be having dessert there. I really do like it. Mama Melrose is also a really good Italian restaurant, and what I like about Mama Melrose is you can do a package deal where you have like advance entry to Fantasmic, which is the amazing nighttime show that they do at Hollywood Studios. Please do not miss it if you go. It's really, really a fantastic show. So if you do choose to go to Mama Melrose, you can take advantage of the dinner package that they have, where you can have early entry and VIP seating to the Fantasmic show in Hollywood Studios, which you absolutely should not miss because it is amazing. They also have that at Hollywood and Vine. There's a character meal at Hollywood and Vine that I believe you can still get a package deal for the Fantasmic show. I really was not a big fan of Hollywood and Vine. I don't know why. It felt very much like a diner. The characters took a long time to come, and I just didn't like the ambiance at all. It just felt very cool to me. So it's just not one of the character dinings that I would recommend. And there's so many other places to eat at Hollywood Studios. It's just probably the last on my list. So also is the 50s Prime Time Cafe, which is really cool. It's set up like, all the tables are kind of set up in a replica 50s kitchen, and they have all the vintage 50s decor going on and the old TVs. It's a lot of fun, and the waiters and waitresses dress up in 50s clothes, and they teach you accordingly how moms and dads would have treated you back in the 50s, you know, like telling you get your elbows off the table or whatever it is. They will reprimand your children, so you have to be, and they, you know, and some kids get upset. They're like, why did they just yell at me? But it's all in fun, and it's a great time, and they have really good food. They have a good meatloaf there, too. Also worth mentioning is the sci-fi, I think it's the Sci-Fi Diner, and you're pretty much like in a drive-in theater, so each family gets their own car, and the car is in like what is a replica of an outdoor drive-in movie theater from, you know, back in the day when, I don't know if you had the opportunity to ever do that. I can say that I'm old enough that I have. So it's a lot of fun, and they bring your food over, you know, on trays over to your car, and you watch the various different movies while you're eating. I really like going there just to cool off on a really hot summer day. There's just something about being in the darkness and being in a cold room that's just very refreshing. And they have really good milkshakes there. So it's like definitely the type of a restaurant to get like a burger and a milkshake and watch a drive-in movie theater movie. Also, the California Grill at the Contemporary. Like I said, they're supposed to have really phenomenal food. I ate there once. It was very good. And the nice thing about the California Grill is if you time it right, you can be there during the fireworks over at the Magic Kingdom. And I don't know if you're familiar with the Contemporary Hotel, but it kind of overlooks the Magic Kingdom. You can see the castle from there, and they have a really great view. And you step right outside of the dining area, and there's, you know, this whole viewing area where they actually have microphones that you can hear everything that's going on at the castle, and you can watch the fireworks, and it's a beautiful display. So we've done that, and we plan on trying to do that again this year. I think that you can, like, even if you have an earlier dinner and you're not there at the exact time that the fireworks are going on, I think that you are invited to come back and take advantage of that. So that's good to know. Okay, so the Coral Reef in Epcot. There's some really, really good dining in Epcot, and like I said, the Garden Grill is one of our favorites because it's a character experience, and they have really good food too. It's family style. They just put a bunch of stuff on the table. I like it. The Coral Reef is cool because it's like there's a big aquarium around you, and a lot of time there's people in there that are snorkeling, so it's kind of interesting to watch that as you're eating. The food has really gone downhill there. I haven't been there in like 2 years now, so please let me know down below if you've had a better experience with it. Another great place in Epcot is the San Angel Inn in Mexico, and it's really cool because you walk into like the pavilion in Mexico, and when you walk into the building, it looks like you're outside at nighttime, and I love that. It's so neat the way that they do it. And they have the street markets all set up, and then they have the boat ride. I think it's called the Grand Fiesta boat ride that you can take around Mexico. And right outside of the boat ride is the restaurant, and they have really terrific Mexican food. And you're kind of on the water, so you're watching the boats go by. It's a very nice atmosphere. There's so much in Epcot. There's so many good dining options in Epcot, which is everything that I have currently to say about planning your days in Disney and the dining. I could talk all day about Disney, and I apologize now if this video is way too long, but I did want to just give you little ideas of the restaurants, especially if you've never been there before and you're trying to figure out what restaurant to dine in. I would just love to help you any way that I could. So if you have any questions about any of the dining, please go ahead and ask me down below. I'd be happy to answer that for you. And I hope that these videos have been most helpful. If you're enjoying this series of Disney themed videos that I have going on right now, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I'm having a great time making them, and I really hope that you guys are enjoying watching them. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and subscribe down below so that I can update you every time I have a new video to share. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and follow me on Instagram at Jen's Happy Home, and I hope to have you guys back next time. Take care. Bye.